If you are a fan of the Dark Knight's Death Metal comic book storyline, then you are in luck because the figures are already out at your local stores. So check out your targets. I found this figure at my local Target, and this is of course part of the build a figure piece for DarkFather. So this Wonder Woman is figure number 3 of 4. So aside from the figure, this Wonder Woman comes with, of course, the standard DC Multiverse McFarlane stand, the Build-A-Figure piece of DarkFather, which is the cape and the head, and the weapon for this Wonder Woman figure, which is a buzzsaw. However, out of the box, you need to subject this buzzsaw to your wife's hair dryer because, as you could see, it is heavily warped. If you are suffering from Gal Gadot fatigue, if you notice that all of your Wonder Woman figures look the same because they are based from one actress, then this Dark Knight's Death Metal Wonder Woman is a break from it all. So this Wonder Woman figure sports a very different head sculpt, and though it uses the traditional Wonder Woman battle armor or outfit, it still has really a distinct appeal to it. It's a figure in its own based on the comic book. When I checked my local Target this afternoon, there were 2 boxes for this Collect to Build wave. So if you're interested only in one figure and you're not interested in building DarkFather, then I suggest to get this piece because I've seen all 4 figures, and the coolest figure I could really that really caught my attention was this Wonder Woman figure. The accessories that are attached to this figure right now are not Wonder Woman's. Of course, this is from a Marvel Legends Captain America figure, which I customed, and this sword is from a DC Multiverse Thomas Wayne Batman figure. When I saw this Wonder Woman at the store, I really thought of these 2 accessories to go with this figure because they are really a match for the figure. If you're thinking of a really that traditional Amazonian fighter, then this is the look that you want to go. A shield and a sword. If the buzzsaw is your thing, then it's okay to use this piece of accessory. Actually, it is really nicely sculpted, as you could note by the amount of details that are on this accessory. Just take care of that warping on the buzzsaw area because it's really warped. On close detail, you could see that, wow, so is this basic Amazon inventory for weapons? Because they really upgraded this time if this is standard issue from your regular sword. Since this figure does not use the Gal Gadot head, and if you take this buzzsaw off the figure, it becomes a standard Amazonian fighter because of the looks of the color of the armor. We've been used to the Gal Gadot head that we can't distinguish if they change the head sculpt and it does not use the Gal Gadot head, then we cannot distinguish if this is an Amazon fighter or a Wonder Woman figure. Because my point is, recently DC Multiverse Classics figures especially of the Wonder Woman line, would come with something of an accessory like this, but it would not include the most traditional accessory that we get from a Wonder Woman figure, which is the lasso. The other Wonder Woman figure that does not contain the lasso of truth in the packaging or with the figure is this 1984 Golden Armor Wonder Woman. I just hope that in later releases of any Wonder Woman figures that the lasso of truth becomes a basic issue or a basic accessory for any Wonder Woman figure. So let's get on with the details and features of this new Wonder Woman figure. So on close inspection, this is the really awesome details on the armor. So that is some kind of head sculpt from a wild animal of some sort that Wonder Woman made into shoulder pads or shoulder protectors. So that's the same over here. Gauntlets, forearm gauntlets, and shin guards, and these are the boots slash heels of the figure, so really highly detailed too. I would really like to appreciate the designers for this figure, because this time they really took note of the shoulder straps. So the shoulder straps are already there, because last time the Gorilla Grodd figure lacked shoulder straps for the gauntlets and other armor pieces. But for this Wonder Woman figure, the straps or retaining straps for the armor piece are there. Skin tone for the head sculpt and the chest area, the forearms and the shoulder areas and the legs are the same, so really good, because sometimes skin tones vary from other body parts, so sometimes it's a bummer, because the face would be lighter and the arms would be darker, the legs would be a little bit lighter, and that really breaks the aesthetics of this figure. But for this Wonder Woman figure, the skin tone is the same all throughout. Now we really have a good looking head sculpt. Now this girl really has a lot of hair, and that lot of hair, that really big head, that big wad of hair, blue hair, hinders articulation for the head area. So you have a really good looking head sculpt, but really limited range of motion. You could only do that movement, so really hindered. But what's good to note is the cape is made of really soft pliable plastic, almost bordering to rubber. The skirt piece does not hinder leg articulation, so we still have decent leg articulation. So front kicks are possible, side kicks are possible, but because of this really hard rubber suit for the torso of the figure, even if you could feel that there is a there is a abdominal crunch for this figure, it's present, But because of that rubber piece, then waist articulation is affected. So we also don't have a waist swivel for this figure to move from side to side. So just like the Robin figure, this Wonder Woman figure has a very steady torso. So if for the Robin figure that is also included with this build a figure wave of DarkFather, that other figure also has limited articulation on the waistline. But for the shoulder area, we have good articulation. So that is just the articulation for this figure really. So both arms, good articulation, both legs, good articulation. We have articulation on the foot, though it's quite crunchy because it's really brand new out of the box. So just subject areas that are not movable to heat. But for this area, no matter what, no matter how high you set the temperature for your hair dryer, this torso area won't budge any bit. That's it. So this area is really fixed for this Wonder Woman figure. So it's a good looking 6-inch statue the most. So that's what I would call it. So this figure is more of a statue because of this really limited movement over here on the waist and on the head area. So not much play for this figure, but if you're more of a play display kind of gal or guy, then it's okay. This figure is okay because really this is an awesome looking action figure. If limited articulation is not an issue, then go ahead, it's okay to purchase this figure because it's really a good looking figure. And with the amount of details and the new head sculpt, then this is a really good buy, even for the limited articulation on the head area and on the torso. But if articulation is your thing, you want a really articulated Wonder Woman figure, then this other Wonder Woman figure, the Golden Armor, is still available at your local Target or Walmart. This has more articulation. We have articulation we have an ab crunch, we have waist articulation, we have good articulation that is not hindered by the shoulder armor. This is really a very minor shoulder armor, unlike this one that's a really huge chunk of accessory that's attached to the figure. So even if we have articulation on the arms, this piece is still quite a hindrance when you move the shoulders upwards. But for this figure, really good articulation all around. So it's going to be your choice now as a collector. If you like a different looking Wonder Woman figure that is really highly detailed, then I really advise you to go ahead with the purchase of this figure. But if you want a figure that is really articulated and still good looking, even if it's not the newest release out there, then this is the Wonder Woman to get, or the other one Wonder Woman figure that sports the traditional colors like this one. So depends on you, my fellow collectors. But for this review, this is still a good figure in my book. So if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe.